What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I am DJ, aka the Token Black Guy. If you guys are new here for the first time, hit that like button, subscribe button. So we did our little review of Halo Season 2, Episode 3. I thought we'll watch a couple breakdowns of the episode and just kind of see if my opinion kind of aligns with everybody else that's kind of going on. I really haven't watched everybody else's opinions, like these other review channels, to see what they say. But there's one channel I usually watch for Halo stuff and got a lot of my lore stuff in the past, and we watched a lot of his breakdown stuff from the last season, and that is Hidden Xperia. He's vast on his Halo knowledge, and I go to his channel often for Halo stuff. So let's see. Make sure you go to his channel, like and subscribe, and his stuff and everything. But I just want to kind of see if another Halo fan, if my opinions kind of line up and we have the same critique of the show. So this is his critique. It's called Halo: The TV Show Has Evolved. I just want to see if I'm right, I guess you would say, or I'm in the common group of Halo fans, what we say. So without further ado, let's check out his remarks and his critique of the season so far. We'll comment on and see if we align with what he thinks.
Good day, my friends. Welcome back. Episode 3 of the Halo TV show released this morning, and it was kind of
a couple days ago.
Weird. My thoughts are a little bit.
I will say it was kind of
The season,
that's how I feel.
Speaking, is definitely proving to be a lot better than season 1. It's still carrying a lot of the baggage from that season.
I will say yes. I am thinking this season so far is better than season 1, but that bar was kind of set low, so.
Which we'll talk about later, but there are bits in this that are showing some signs of promise, I will say.
Yes,
which is
I agree.
One of the weird things, but at the same time,
that's what I kind of say. It's you're seeing where they made improvements in certain aspects, and whereas parts of the show they just kind of devolved on, or they kept some of the stuff that people didn't like. Quan.
There's still some really dumb stuff, but let's talk about it. So the episode opens with Silver Team going to investigate the Visegrad relay station, where Cobalt Team, that really obnoxious group of supposedly Spartan 2s that didn't behave at all like Spartan 2s from the last episode, were sent to supposedly do some engineering work, but the real reason is that the Covenant were there, as they were in Reach. We know this already.
I'm actually replaying that right now.
Fleetcom either already knew about it and didn't want to say anything, or didn't actually believe it and refused to acknowledge it.
That's the part I don't. Did they know or not know, or did they know and send them out to investigate?
The Covenant are at the Visegrad relay station, so Silver Team go AWOL for the first time this episode. That happens again, and they go and investigate it. And I gotta say, the kind of approach to Visegrad was actually really, really, really good. I love the theming of the whole approach through the dark forest and then across the ridgeline.
Like I said, the scene was really dark, but I get it because it's nighttime, and visually it looks amazing. I like seeing the Spartans move as a team, and that aspect and that aesthetic of them moving and operating, I really like.
To Visegrad, it looked really aesthetic, actually well shot. And well lit, it wasn't well lit, but that
dark, but
it was very
it's at nighttime,
very atmospheric. It seemed like they were going for a kind of horror vibe with the whole raid on
the
relay station, which again I actually really like. The whole thing's abandoned.
This whole scene I really enjoyed for the most part. It was probably one of the peak parts of the show.
There are traces that people weren't there, but no one is there. None of the crew are there. No sign of Cobalt.
It feels like a mission that you're doing where, like you said, it's as you're going through a level, you're seeing all the little, you'll hear a radio signal, or oh, something happened here, or you'll read a note that, press X to read this note kind of thing. That's what it felt like. Press this button to play this last transmission. That's what this scene felt like.
Team, nothing at all. There's even a scene in Visegrad where Silver Team are clearing it as quietly as they can, and the Spartans actually use hand signals, which is really, really cool.
Yes.
Oh my god, they're using hand signals. No way, they're actually using hand signals. That's quite cool. But before they can investigate any further into Visegrad, they're just about to go through this one door that's very ominously kind of slamming open and shut, creating this very ominous
you open that door and a cutscene happens.
And then a bunch of Fleetcom soldiers show up.
I thought they were ODST
Fleetcom soldiers, very high-ranking soldiers. But these guys, again, looked really, really, really cool. They kind of reminded me of the Onyx guards from Gears 3 and also Gears 5.
I wasn't a big Gears person.
I'll put a picture on the screen here.
I thought it only really for a second.
Onyx guards. I've kind of wanted to see for a while now what Oni kind of personnel, like militarized personnel, would look like, and obviously they aren't Spartans, and this is what they look like, and I kind of like it, honestly. They're almost like half Marine, half Halo 2 ODST.
Yeah,
and of course we get a little bit teased here before Chief and Silver Team can go any further into Visegrad. Fleetcom take them back to the, I guess it's Reach City on Reach, isn't it?
Yeah.
Take them back to Reach City because they went AWOL and they shouldn't have gone to Visegrad because Fleetcom don't want people to find out that the Covenant are on Reach.
Yeah, which I don't understand that part.
We go to the Rubble, everyone's favorite place in the TV.
This is the part I don't understand. Going back to the Rubble, it takes you out from what's going on. That was an amazing scene. It was very intense, and you go back to Rubble. I'm like, here we go, back to the part where no one cares across the freaking galaxy.
Shame.
Oh God, no,
See,
not more of this, please.
That was my reaction.
Oh, can we not?
That's my exact reaction. Yes, please, I agree 100%, my dude.
Drop it. This plot is so, even though it's on the Rubble, it's so far removed from like
that's what I said.
Halo.
That's exactly what I said.
I really wish they'd just drop it.
There's a scene
Thank you. Okay, I'm glad to see I'm not the only person. Like, let's just get rid of the Rubble plot scene altogether. Like, let's just get rid of it. No one cares about that. And it's not even like a Halo fan. It's just like, as far as the story goes, like, it makes no sense. Let's just have season 2 focus on Reach and the conspiracy and the threat that is coming.
One ambushes Soren's wife, I forgot what her name is, and I don't know where this has come from. Quan all of a sudden has these like next level CQC skills.
Yeah.
She's like bloody naked Snake now. She's got big boss tier CQC skills.
I can't believe this.
And this isn't even the only time this happens in the episode, but the way that Quan takes her down is like literally Big Boss style. Like, it's like what Naked Snake's doing in MGS3 did. I don't understand.
Yeah, like where did Warren get all these? Yeah, she was a little dribbling teenager.
Reach City, of course.
Months ago.
We actually get quite an endearing scene where Akasen is with his father, who has clearly dementia, and he's talking to him because his father was one of Reach's architects. And his daughter, it turns out, was a Spartan 2 washout who died. So Akasen's sister in this timeline was a Spartan 2 washout who died. That's also what the Flash clone was in episode 1 and also this episode. I've been questioned.
So that makes sense now. I was thinking that so the Flash clone would die, and that's why they lost his sister, not the actual Spartan. So when she died during the process, the augmentation process, it was the Flash clone that died. Oh, that makes perfect sense.
Keys about why they went AWOL. Blue team kind of confront Blue team. That's a Freudian slip. So
it's Blue team to me too, my friend. I think about Blue team.
Scene here, even though Chief was acting more like Chief in that, like, his overall motives were more like Chief in the regular timeline, the actual characterization of Chief in this show is still just so far removed from anything that Chief is like in the regular timeline. Like, it's so, like, I would honestly say that Vanak, Kai, and Riz all kind of resemble Spartans in the regular timeline. They feel characterized like Spartans.
I think Riz and Vanak more seem like an actual Spartan than anybody else. And I'm not talking about the whole remove our chip thing. Like, they feel more like Spartans, especially Riz. Riz is like serious. Vanek serious too. So
Chief still doesn't at all. Like, this is just not.
He's too emotional.
Character
Chief is too emotional.
Chief, I can tell you that. We find out that Cobalt team are dead. Shock horror, they were killed by extreme plasma burns around the Visegrad relay station. Who would have seen that one coming? Key says that it's time to initiate the winter contingency, which did sound kind of cool to hear in the show, I'm not gonna lie. Akasen wants to basically evac Reach and leave it to burn because he thinks that it's lost, but at the same time, Keys is the complete opposite. He wants to stay and fight for it, and he strongly disagrees with Akasen's
I mean, you would have to. It's your military complex.
VIPs off the planet.
It'd be like when, 9/11, when the Pentagon got attacked. It's like, that's right, you're center of your military. Reach is the center of the USNC military. Like, you have to at least defend it. You can't just evacuate it.
Before it's destroyed, because Akasen is basically dead set on Reach being doomed at this point. He wants to try and live to fight another day, whereas Keys wants to stay and defend it. We get our first tease of the Spartan 3s in this episode when Akasen's talking to Halsey in that, like, simulation prison thing. I can't remember the exact words that he used, and obviously I can't play them on screen because of copyright, but he basically talks about continuing her work I don't remember from the
in the books, did Halsey do Spartan 3s, or was it Akers? I can't remember
Image,
exactly.
Which is the
Did
Spartan
she have a
3s,
part?
Of course. Akers
Yeah.
is the brain behind the Spartan 3s to rival Halsey's Spartan 2s. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually really looking forward to seeing.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how they do Spartan 3s. 'Cause in the book, they're basically cannon fodder. There's one, I forget. There's one battle where they're supposed to take out like a Covenant manufacturing planet, and it's like basically a battalion of Spartan 3s, or a company of Spartan 3s, and they basically all get wiped out except for like 2 of them.
The Spartan 3s in this, because we've seen a few clips in trailers of how they're going to operate, and I don't know, there's something really cool about seeing them on the field as well as
Because the Spartan 3s are young.
Granted, the one thing I'm not too keen on is the fact that they're kind of, a lot of people have said this before, but they're kind of treating them like the clone army in Attack of the Clones. But then again, the Spartan 3s were more expendable than the Spartan 2s.
They were cannon fodder.
Of them being expendable. Deuterium was noticed, the fuel source that the Covenant used to fuel their ships. That was mentioned in this episode. I think they used it to fuel their ships. Either way, it was mentioned. And deuterium was the cause of Beta Company getting absolutely...
That's what I'm talking about. Beta Company, they got completely blown up for that manufacturing.
So long story short,
that's what I was talking about.
An operation called Operation Torpedo, where Beta Company, which was comprised
exactly
of,
what I was talking about.
Was it 300 Spartan 3s?
I think
was
something like that.
Sent to raid this deuterium mine that the Covenant had.
That's exactly what I was talking about. It's a ghost
reserves.
The book is called The Ghost of Onyx. It's a very good book. You guys should read it.
The mine explodes, but it kills like almost the entirety
for
of
2
Beta
of them.
Company. So literally almost 300 Spartan 3s just get wiped out.
Exactly. Yep.
And I'm really hoping that they do Operation Torpedo in this. I don't think they will do.
I doubt it too.
I'm hoping they do, because that would be kind of a cool way to show how the UNSC and the top brass treat the Spartan 3s compared to the Spartan
they were
2s.
basically, they were expendable. They were cannon fodder.
I'm hopeful, but I don't think we're gonna get it. So on the topic of deuterium, Soren's wife, his son,
I
Kessler,
didn't like this storyline
for Soren, and they hijack a ship and they almost make it out of the rubble, but then someone closes the bay door and they get locked in. But Soren's wife basically takes the fall for it and gets captured by Soren's ex-crew, who are the space pirates.
I don't like this storyline at all.
To find out the location of some treasure, which to them is actually deuterium.
Treasure?
She never gives up the location of it, presumably because it doesn't
exist. Yeah.
So they put her in the airlock and they start the timer to the airlock depressurizing.
And here comes John Wick
Zero,
Quan.
Of course, then she's going to lose oxygen and die. But then don't worry, out of nowhere,
John Wick Quan
comes out of nowhere. What do you call it? Venom Quan? Big Quan doesn't have a good ring to it. There's Venom Quan or Solid Quan. I'm gonna call it Venom Quan. Venom Quan.
She's a high-level tier operative now.
She kills every single one of these armed space pirates on her own with nothing but a knife.
It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Quan has come back with her big boss tier CQC skills. Oh,
it's so annoying.
Quan. How can she suddenly take out like
exactly
an entire group of pirates just on her own? I don't understand where she gotten this like crazy,
skills. Where'd she get the skills?
Venom snake tier CQC abilities. Where's this?
It's like John Wick all of a sudden.
Set 6 months after season 1.
Yeah, there's no way she got that.
6 months ago, in season 1, she was some blubbering
teenager.
Fool,
yeah,
like walking around in some distant out.
That's what I say. The Quan character makes no sense, and like it's just pointless and stupid. Get rid of her.
The colony looking for drugs before seeing her friends get vaporized.
She was trying to smoke a little weed.
And now she has like
in 6 months
boss tier CQC skills. I don't quite get it. I'm not sure where this has come from. I'm not sure what they taught her on the rubble. It's quite confusing and very inconsistent with her character, to put it lightly. Thankfully, that was the last time we went to the rubble in this episode. So back to good old-fashioned Reach City in Reach. Chief
back to the good storyline.
AWOL after incapacitating
this was a Captain America scene, the elevator scene to me when I thought about it.
Bodyguards that were assigned to him to keep him in.
And it shows his strength.
I'm not gonna lie, there's a scene in an elevator that's a bit like that scene in is it what Captain America movie was it? Was it
Winter Soldier?
Winter Soldier,
where
he like takes out all those guys in the elevator.
We're
a little bit like
on the
that. Also a
same.
little bit reminiscent of what Chief does to
we're on the same. That's what I thought too. Yeah.
Regular canon.
Yeah.
Basically, almost kills them. So he takes them out, and then
he does kill one.
Episode, Chief goes AWOL, and he goes to look for Talia Perez again, which is the Marine from episode 1, who we encountered the Covenant with.
I will say, the guy playing him, he's pretty
she
jacked.
basically sat in a church. She doesn't know what to do because she's heard this this radio signal that she recorded on Sanctuary in episode 1.
She should replace the Quan character.
Saying a prayer. Now, I will be honest, this elite sounds kind of stupid. He sounds like Jabba the Hutt. He doesn't sound like an elite at all. But the actual prayer itself, again, I can't play it on the screen, but the prayer itself was quite cool, actually. Like, it was overlaid over a bunch of footage of certain VIPs being secretly escorted off Reach by FleetCom, because obviously they know the Covenant are on Reach, but they don't want to alarm the colony, so they're only evacing like high-value targets and VIPs at that time. And it's overlaid over all the footage.
I guess that part makes sense.
Being evac off Reach. And it's this elite talking about the Great Journey, about burning human worlds to glass, about the sacred rings as well. It mentions sacred rings, which is pretty cool. And then right at the end of the prayer, a massive explosion goes off. The church comes in.
It starts happening.
The Covenant are on Reach. Episode ends. So
it was a good cliffhanger.
Terrible. Like I said at the start, this season is absolutely better than season
I agree.
1.
I agree.
It's nowhere near the quality that we should be getting from a Halo show.
I agree.
I'm not going to sit here and say that it is. You know what? I kind of wish with this season, they would literally have just dropped everything that's not on Reach or Covenant related.
That's exactly what I said in my review. Exactly what I said.
Instead of all those side plot lines, had
just stay on Reach.
Kind of like Halo 2 within the Covenant, so we get a better insight. Or I mean, we know what the Covenant are like, but so like the general audience get a better insight.
Yeah, that's what it should have been a flashback for the Covenant to this, you know, without Mackie.
This like breezy, crazy religion. There's actually a lot of inner workings there. There's a lot of gray area stuff.
Yeah,
there's
a lot of
agreements, and I really wish that the show would focus on that over these stupid.
To get a better understanding of both sides. The Quan, get rid of Quan.
Plot lines on the side, because like, dude, every time we go to the rubble, I audibly sigh. It just.
I roll my eyes. I roll my eyes.
At all resembles Halo, like,
and it doesn't make sense to the story.
Halo show and
it'd be perfectly fine.
Any other sci-fi show, and it would be perfectly at home. The Reach stuff, not really, no, because that's obviously very.
I feel like the Rebel stuff is like the Expanse. That's what that reminds me of, which it does not fit into this show.
Stuff is taking up space that could be filled by so many more interesting and meaningful.
Yeah,
and
like he said, instead of Rebel stuff, flash to the Covenant. Flash to some prophets talking about their what their plans are. Flash to some elites. Let's get a more detailed, a more understanding for the casual to understand the Covenant itself.
High value plot lines that would add more to the overall story, because as soon as Reach gets glassed, none of that Rebel stuff matters. That's all completely irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly.
But if instead of the Rebel they did like a Halo 2 style Covenant side of the story, then when Reach is getting glassed, that story would be relevant, because all the things that we saw go off within the Covenant would still be going off.
It would come together
on Reach, and it'd make you look at the Covenant's invasion of Reach in
a more.
Way. But
yes, I agree.
I'm kind of talking into the wind there, because obviously the entire season has been recorded and they're not listening to my feedback.
Yeah, right.
Slightest.
We can all cry and complain. Not going to change anything.
Anyway, episode 3 of the TV show was all right. A lot of it was filler. But it was all right. It was all right. I think the next episode will actually be quite good.
There's gonna be a lot of action next time.
The episode 4 has it's shot in one take. Obviously it's not a 50-minute episode in one actual take, but it's done kind of like how 1917 was done, where the entire movie was shot in such a way that it made you think it was one continuous.
Oh, cool.
Scene at the end of episode 4 of True Detective season 1, which is still an absolute masterpiece, where Rust and Marty invade that neighborhood. Long story. I'm not going to explain the.
All right, y'all. So that was Hidden Experience, his take on the episode. And I feel like our opinions and thoughts pretty much align for the most part. He agreed like me. The whole Rebel subplot is useless in point. I like his idea of taking the Rebel spots and moving that to let's talk about the Covenant stuff. But yeah, like I said, when you're on Reach, you're enjoying the show. When you come off Reach, it's just like whatever. Like the whole and the Quan character. We don't like, the fans don't like the Quan character, and that's just for whatever. And that's not, because, she's not Halo. She just sucks. The character sucks. Now she's John Wick. He said what, Venom Quan from a Metal Gear Solid and everything. But yeah, yeah, I think we have the same opinions, and I feel like the consistency of everybody who's watching the show kind of feels the same way for the most part, from what I've seen. But yeah, that's my thoughts and reviews of his thoughts and reviews of this. And like I said, it's kind of the same. We all have the same opinion. Let's just stay on Rebel. No, not take that back. Let's stay off of Rebel. Stay on Reach. And like you said, if we could focus more on the Covenant, get a better idea of the Covenant for the people that don't really know the Covenant, that would be a much better subplot, I think. So, but leave your thoughts down below if you agree with us, because I feel like our opinions and thoughts pretty much align on this. Make sure you go to Hidden Experience channel and subscribe to his stuff if you're a Halo fan. He has some very good stuff on his channel for Halo, not just the show, but just the Halo universe in general. But yeah, so next time, guys, I'll see you next week in episode 4. Hopefully it's a good one. Till then, have a good one. Peace.